Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and the Resources Soviet Republic. The town of Kioski here is growing. We've expanded a little bit with regards to heating, a few more places for people to live. So we've got a few vacant spots for people to actually move into once they're ready to do so. Yeah, some of the comments that I've received, and thank you so much for your comments. I do always appreciate your comments. I don't always action them or I don't always respond, but I do always read them. So one of the comments was that it would be more efficient to actually put the pipes underground. And yes, I agree, it holds heat a lot better, but we're actually trying to not spend as much money. But to be honest, it might be at that point of time where we're almost ready to transition to underground pipes and also power lines, at least for the towns. I wouldn't do it anywhere else. So I think one of the things that we need to do, let's just quickly come back, have a look over here. Is something still under construction here? No, that one still needs to get up. This is doing well, and we can start planning potentially a power plant over here. I think it might be quite useful for us to do so. The other thing that I was kind of thinking, let's quickly switch on the topography. In terms of the topography, we won't be able to do a power plant in this area. It'll need to flatten too much. This area is going to be, maybe this area right over here might be good, but we will need to bring some oil from there. So potentially see if we can't find a spot somewhere over here, but I don't know. We would like to keep it as close as possible to this bus stop. We are doing a new distribution office to take care of oil products. And the other thing that I think we can do in this area is actually do a bit of lumber in this area. On these kind of areas here, it might work quite well if we do that. So what I thought I might do is just to kind of get ready for that, I'll throw a few trees in there. So the trees we're after is probably going to be pine. Yeah, I like the idea of planting pine. So let's just fill this in a little bit more with some pine that can grow over time, and I think we can actually get some wood from this area. It's going to make sense for us to use this bus stop over here to also then get a bit of a wood industry going. So that's the first step. I'll have a quick look at what our options are in terms of power. I would like to do a gas power plant, and I never combined cycle. Yeah, so this one consumes 14 tons, 8 tons. Okay, so that one's probably better to do. It's another 200. What is this? This is a simple cycle gas turbine. To be honest, I'm almost interested in saying, well, can we do something like this as a starting point in this area? We could potentially get it in there, and we could get oil directly from that side. So if we actually, let's flip that around and see if we do this, we could actually squeeze it in here somewhere, I think. But yeah, we'll just need to look at what we're going to do with the pipes. Yeah, look at that. We could squeeze it in there. Well, the idea would be that we need to build multiples, right? Oh, what? We can get it straight from over there? Then this is the spot. Then we can actually do more than one. And we should be able to get walking distance in here. And that's not too pricey, to be honest. If we can do this is going to be a good spot for us. What we would, however, want to do is just make sure that we do, in fact, where's my... Oh, so it doesn't actually flip around, does it? Oh, actually, T. There we go. That's the one. I was hitting the wrong button. So this could be quite interesting. If we choose to do this over here, it's just going to be a little bit of a issue. This wasn't planned quite nicely. So let's plot it in here. Well, let's start off with a little... No, let's just do this. Let's just do this. We should be able to get walking distance through here. Along this side should be walking. Yeah, that should be fine. So let's not connect anything, and we'll just add one here. That means we can always expand it a little bit more into that direction. if we wanted to. Okay, so let's leave it as that. We won't start construction on that just yet. Forget about the bridges. I would rather we make a start on a bit of a road that potentially goes up this way, so we can expand into this area, and that that we can tie in over here. And we need to see how we actually bring some piped oil from that facility in here, and then we can hook this up. That's kind of the idea, but that will actually help us a little bit. I don't know if that's going to be enough power, but that might be a pretty good move for us in the short to medium term. So that would be pretty good. Okay, now with that in mind, let's quickly go back towards this facility here. And thank you so much. There was a comment around that it would be better to just make use of this infrastructure on this side and keep expanding that. And do the coal or processing over here and start either importing or bringing from the mine to this spot. So I'm going to continue doing that. I think that is probably a good idea. We can ultimately bring rail in here. The other thing that I thought we should have a quick look at is in the construction industry, there is the brick factory. So can we get... that's way too small. But we could potentially do this. That's too big. Can this one squeeze in here? Unfortunately not. I would have liked to... Well, to be honest, can't actually get an additional output over here. So we may have to have a bit of a look at what we're going to do with that, the bricks, just in case, because we need coal input into the bricks. But potentially we can... Oh, this is 3 in, 1 out is what this is. So we could build another, split it off and take it out somewhere else. Maybe we can. I also took the liberty of going into the workshop and finding, not steel, but an iron ore processing facility that generates just about enough. So if I look at that one, let's just have a look at what it's costing us to do. 50 tons of steel, way better. So this is kind of what I thought I'd do over here. Do a little something. We obviously need to find a few spots for it, but that would be really good. We can get it some workers and things like that fairly comfortably straight away. If we do something like this, if we flip it though, let's just have a look. If we flip it, yeah, that's potentially better. And we can do maybe a little bit of a turn like that, so it's not quite square. We could do a little something like this and get it in appropriately in this spot. So let's do something like that as a starting point. Then we'll need to get another storage facility. Storage. Can never think of where to find them. Must be, yeah, here we go. Just a small aggregate storage that we'll flip around. Ooh. And yeah, actually this will work. There we go. Can we bring it closer? We can. Something like that. So we limit that. So there we go. We'll plan that one out. So now we've got coal on this side and iron ore on this side, and that is about, so this one produces 70 and that one produces 120. So it's almost exactly what we need to run this thing at full tilt. And I like that, and it's going to be helpful, I think. Now, what we will also need to do is provide us with a conveyor engine transfer thingy. These things are so... Why? I don't quite know what the difference between these are. Oh, I think they're just higher. I think it's just a matter of being higher. Oh yeah, I can get rid of this though. We don't need that. So let's get rid of this. We no longer need that, so it doesn't have to mess up our activity, our access here. Let's just go back. We'll grab this guy. And we will flip this around. No, can we not rotate? So the idea is, yes, off to that side. So this, let's try and get it as close to everything as we possibly can. Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, so something like that. And it will be powered over here. We will have to look at power in this area. So there we go. So now we've got ore and coal setups ready to go so that we can expand that operation a little bit. But one of the things that I certainly want to start doing straight away. Oh, yes, I wanted to change this. I just wanted to disconnect that over here and just run a pathway. So let's just have a look at where our contours go. So let's connect this one, potentially something like that. Yeah, that should be pretty good. And what we'll do is we'll now just tie that one in over there. So now we've got all of those access points. The other thing that could be of interest is to get a aggregate loading facility. Truck aggregate loading. Truck aggregate unloading. Loading gravel. What? Loading gravel? Anyway, let's just look at that. So potentially, if we so choose to do a bit of a split here, and actually that would actually work to just do that in this location right here. Yeah, that would be pretty good. So at least we can do that. Let's trim this one back a little bit. And just try and redo, no, we want 1 in, 3 out kind of setup, right? 1 in, 3 out, right? We can't do 1 in, 3 out? I would like to do the non-modded versions if we could. Maybe we can. Let's just have a look. Yeah, this is appropriate, isn't it? Is this too... Oh. Here it works. Actually. Okay, let's redo this. Well, let's put this out this way a little bit. This one doesn't need any workers. Let's demolish that. I think I've got a bit of a plan going here. So let's get this one back. Sorry. Let's get that one back. We'll place it in here. Okay. That will give us a little bit more room also. So let's do that. And then we'll go back to grabbing this guy. And there we go. But let's just flip it around so we get our access on the other side. There we go. So now we'll have gravel going into that facility there. We will need to do we've got the room for a tank. Ooh, we don't. We don't have room for a tank over here. We'll have to look at that. But either way, I think that's a pretty good setup. It's not going to be powered as of yet, but that's okay. That's all good. Excellent. There we go. Now that is pretty awesome. That shouldn't get started straight away. Now what I'll do in the meantime is let's start graveling. Do we start? I think the idea would be that we start construction on this. So let's quickly see what's going on with our construction. Let's switch off the contours. We've got a bit of construction underway over here. That should be pretty much the last bits and pieces that it needs. Maybe it's going to need a few more boards. Oh, no, excellent. So that should be done. We'll move the things in as appropriate. We don't have anything else under construction over here. This guy is just doing... Yeah, excellent. So we should be producing... Yes, things are looking pretty healthy. Let's speed things up a tiny little bit. That's going to be finished now. Then we'll move everybody in. When we get to distribution offices, I do like just pausing the game for a second. So what we want to do, we've got lots of room for vehicles over here. So this is going to be the setup that's going to make use of moving some of our oils and things. So let's add the fuel store, the bitumen storage, and the oil storage. So we'll be picking up over here. We will be dropping off over there. We will be dropping off over here. We will be dropping off over there and over there. And we'll be dropping off in this area. And I don't think there's anything taking oil over here just yet. Nothing else is accepting of oil. Oh, this is under construction. These would not be. That's okay. And then we would like to send the rest over there. Actually, I'm not sure. Oh, okay. Anyway, that's fine. So we're going to unload. And the customs house doesn't have anything there yet. But anyway, what we're going to try and do. Okay, so now with that in mind, got all of those set up, but we do need a few vehicles in there. So I'm going to just make sure that we move a few vehicles quickly. This one is a good starting point. So let's rehouse you into that direction. And it's in the summer. Yeah, it's in the summer. So let's take the opportunity to rehouse all change workplace depot for all vehicles. Yes, let's move all of you over this way. There we go. So they'll make a move this way. Is there any other vehicles? What is this vehicle then? So where does this vehicle come from? I'm not sure where this vehicle is supposed to be assigned. Is it? Oh, it's because I already moved it. Okay, well, anyway, we'll move you over there as well. Now, the moment the first vehicle arrives, okay, park that right there. I'm not too sure what you're after, but anyway. So from the fuel store, you're going to be collecting fuel. From the bitumen store, you will collect bitumen. Okay, and from the oil store, you'll be collecting oil, of course. Now, the gas station needs to be filled up to 30%. Potentially, let's make these smaller. That one is 30%. That's okay. That one's 50%. This is a heating plant, so that one will take. I would like this to be filled up pretty well, 70%. That's another heating plant. We'll fill you up to 70%, and then this free gas station again can go up to about 50%. And then the customs house, we will only send bitumen there. Only send bitumen to the customs house, and that should be sorting us out a little bit. I don't know where you're heading off to. You're going to get oil and taking it to the customs house. No, I don't want you to do that. Can you please send back to workplace? Thank you. I think that's no. You can't take oil. Oh, to the heating plant? Yes, you can. Absolutely, you can. Good stuff. Now that is looking good. Okay, excellent. That's pretty good. Excellent. Now, moving on to the next step, next part of this piece. Do we start with power first? Or do we start? I think we can start construction of both the power. So let's make a start on that. That's not going to be too pricey for us to build, to be honest. So let's get that underway. If we can then stop importing, if we have a quick look at our finances, our imports and exports are pretty close together. Okay, so if we look at what we're importing, power is not too pricey. If we go at last month, what did we spend on power? Well, it is still way more than what we spent on gravel. But gravel is the precursor to a lot of other stuff. Obviously, coal is the big one. But because the rest of power can actually then be exported instead. I think we are going to make a start on this. So let's assign some construction to it. And I do need to redo this properly at some point. So dumpers, roads and paths, workers, concrete and components, and cranes and materials. This one, I believe, still imports steel, so I don't want to do that. So let's assign that, get that construction underway. We should be able to have people walk this way. And the question that I will ask here is, do we look at maybe getting a bit of a gravel path? We won't go underneath there. That's, of course, not going to be possible. But we can get that pretty straight through this way, pretty straight through that way. And yeah, I think gravel is going to be the right thing for us to do here. So that's going to be pretty straight, I think. I'm going to go ahead and assign all of these paths. And what we will need to do is put the roads 2 and the dumpers onto this. So if I go 1, roads and paths, roads 2. So let's put roads 2 onto this one, and dumpers Yeah, dumpers and roads and paths over here. Well, that's fine. Let's just do roads and paths over there also. So hopefully we'll get that up and running, and that means we should be able to power things from workers that's being dropped off over here. That should be able to be all covered by this. Excellent. Things are starting to look up. I do think we need to be very careful about just making sure that all of these do in fact maintain appropriate values, but I think that's going to be okay. The next thing I want to start work on is this. Only 42 tons of steel over here. What's our steel look like over this way? I think we should be okay. So let's start construction on this one. That one, and I'll do roads and paths as well. Let's just assign roads and paths. I don't want to do roads 2 here though. Let's get the roads and paths assigned to it also. And what we can also do is start working on graveling up this one. So let's get some improvements to these roads. This road doesn't need urgent attention, but we'll get it done before we start doing the other bits and pieces. So again, dumpers will start dumping stuff, and what we'll do is we'll also allocate roads 2 to it, and similarly over here, dumper and roads 2. So there's a lot of little bits of pieces of roads that's going to go on over there. Yeah, we could presumably put some bricks over here. So what are the other things? So bricks, to be honest, from a construction perspective, we've got everything here apart from the brick factory and the wood cutting. So wood cutting, I don't think we're going to ever do here. Ooh, new vehicle type available. Really? 65? Nice. 1965. But we could potentially we could potentially put the bricks in here. So something like this could work for bricks, and then all we need to do is probably redo this little section here. So unfortunately we won't be able to recover some of that, but that should be good. All good. New vehicles and things have arrived. So let's just have a quick look at what's happening. I think that was... Oh, why did you stop? Probably just ran out of a worker. That's okay. Was a little worried about that. Okay, let's clear that one off. Not that we need certain things right now, but it's looking good. That should give us a much better... Good. Now we should be able to see, can these guys get to university? They can. This one is done, so can these guys potentially get to university? Still cannot get there. I do wonder... Oh, 395 over here. Yeah, no, it's really... I do wonder if we could potentially squeeze them in over there, but maybe not. Anyway, there's a lot happening now, and I potentially... All of these little paths and things are done. This one, how far is this one? Oh, it just needs a few more workers, so that's all good. It doesn't even have a mechanism here, or neither can it get one. Not enough tutors at the orphanage. Our population is looking good. Our happiness is reasonable. Oh, government loyalty is teetering onto the 36%, which is good. Oh, people have radios now. Health is pretty good. We could potentially look at activating alcohol again, but maybe that's not even worth our effort. I'm hoping that this star here will do a little bit more for our government loyalty. Oh, there's been an update. So this is going to go much slower again. No, it's not. No, it's still working. I thought it was... there has been a little update, but I think it is still going okay. Let's have a look here. We've got fuel. We've got oil. We've got fuel. Probably a little bit less than we should have. And we should have something else over here. So let's just have a look here. We've got fuel here. We've got bitumen. We've got oil over there. Things are looking pretty good. We will need to do a pipe in here also. So I'll have to keep a little bit of an eye out as to how we're going to do that. Maybe I should have done that before I did the path. I can remove this path. They can walk through there if they need to. Let's have a quick look. Let's quickly plan that out. I don't know what the difference is between some of these costs, but anyway, let's do that. Oh, that does seem to want to work. What? Just make sure we capitalize on getting the right one. Oh. How come it'll do that? That is quite interesting. Oh, there we go. You just need to lift it, and then it can actually go. Oh, we'll need to lift it a fair bit to go over the road. Now the question is, do we put some form of pipe splitter in here to make room for an expansion? I don't know. This is too major, too big, isn't it? If we do this, right? Okay, so let's do this. Okay, let's have a look if that'll work. So if we do that, can we? Okay, we'll need to move it further away. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this. Let's have another look. So going back to pipes. Is there anything that's a little smaller than this? This is underground. I'm not doing that. No, definitely not. Not really. So let's just do that. Place it over here. That should give us a bit of room. If we do that, and we then do this, come on. So that actually works really well. It's just this thing that's pretty pricey, and we don't necessarily want to be spending that. But that does give us the ability to expand the operation. To be honest, I do wonder whether we do that now or whether we come back later and redo the pipe if necessary. I think that's what we're going to do. Let's just get there quicker and not use as much resources right now. We're at 900,000 and we do need to get a few of these things up. And once we do, we should be able to sort out a lot more. Okay, so if we do this upper level, it would be able to go across there. Oh, actually, this is at a higher level. So we just do something like that, and we will start work on this. Does it need a pipe, though? I don't know. I mean, a pump, not a pipe. It does need a pipe, but let's see how that goes. So for the time being, let's commission this construction and take that on and see. That's 28 tons of steel. It's a pretty pricey piece, to be honest. Concrete and components is what we're after, and cranes and materials, and we will need some workers out on site there. So let's get that. To get that underway, this should wow, lots of steel, but we should, and this is all done. So let's have a quick look. Can we actually walk there? We can quite comfortably walk there. Yeah, so question is, how do we tie in the power here? Do I just tie it in on that side, or do I split off something here? Potentially. Well, I need to plan that out now. So let's have a look. So if we do a high voltage splitter of sorts, that's 1.8. So we could certainly do this, right? We could get cracking on building this one. Oh, that's getting there. Yeah, so we could get cracking on building this. So let's place that one down. That's going to be good. And then what we'll do is we'll see about running a few roads like this, and we'll tie that one in, and we could get started on this, and actually its other side. So let's get the big high voltage. Ooh, let's have a look. What does that thing generate? Let's just double check what it generates. So it's 450 megawatts. Let's just see what that actually means. Max. Oh, there we go. Max power consumption. 3 megawatts. Max wattage circuit breaker. So let's just double check this. So I believe it's divided by 60. So let's just do the math ever so quickly. If we can have the calculator there and we say 450 divided by 60 gives us 7.5 megawatts, which is that one. That's 7.6 is then what it is. So yeah, so that gives us 7.6. So we can't have an enormous supply here from this one. But the idea, if we wanted to expand it, we'll have to do some other stuff. So what are we after? We're not after anything bigger than, say, the 8. So the 8 should do the trick. Going to run it as best we can. We'll run that one this way, and then we'll redo the rest once we can do that. I want us to please start work on this construction. Thank you. And this can get some guys to come and work it. There we go. Oh, stopped working. Let's double check that for a second. I definitely don't want us to not have this working. So yeah, it was a worker issue. Workers over here. Yeah, workers are there. So it shouldn't be too big of a problem. What's going on over here? Oh, government loyalty is creeping upwards, and people are a little less happy. I'm assuming it's due to alcohol addiction not being met, but I think that's okay for the time being. If we go and look at what loyalty looks like in this area now, is it creeping up? Not bad in some of these areas, and hopefully it'll continue to improve. Let's have a look at this. The loyalty influence goes to the extent of the entire town, which is something I'm very thrilled about. So we should be able to get some additional government loyalty influence that stacks so that we can ultimately get it up to about 40%. I think that would probably be a good thing for us. Now, let's see what's going on here in terms of construction. Oh, excellent. What's this? The price of coal ore on the global market is going down. There are several suspicions that this change can continue for a couple of months. Well, we're not going to be able to benefit from it in that kind of time frame. I think steel is our bottleneck at the moment. Yes, steel is certainly our bottleneck. These are going strong, and steel is our bottleneck. So we would like to potentially just up the number of people working there a little bit. If we can get people there a little bit quicker, that should be quite useful. This will be a good piece there. That's good. That's good. Yeah, things are looking good. Oh, that's all good as well. Let's assign the roads 2 to come and support the action over here. That's really good. That's really good. The way we're getting this done fairly quickly, this is what you want. We ultimately would want to do the same thing on this side before we start our construction. So what I may do is I might just expand that a little bit. Yeah, we'll continue running up here. Actually, stop that. Stop that. Let's go back again. Let's do the other one. We'll do that. Yes, we've assigned it as one whole road. So let's see about getting the whole thing sorted out. So dumper roads 2 and dumpers, please. Thank you. Just to start getting this underway as well. Good. I think we are doing reasonably well. We are probably a little bit down on the amount of workers and things that we have available. Let's see over here. Oh, actually, lots of people are ready to go. Still have room for more people to move in here and over there. So we should be able to keep this thing going, though. I wish I could prioritize it without actually just without messing up everything. We are still waiting on a little bit more stuff here, and then is all the steel been delivered? No, we're still waiting on steel. So steel is a bit of a bottleneck for us, but hopefully we are doing a reasonable job. Tutors, yes. So let's get those out of the way, and then I'm going to go into a bit of a time lapse, and we'll see. I'll see you on the other side, where we will hopefully have a lot of these things built and not quite into winter just yet. And hopefully that number looks a little bit healthier than it does at the moment, as well as we open up some of these things. We may have to do a few things over here. But anyway, I'll see you on the other side. Okay, guys, and I am back. And it's been a pretty eventful time lapse that we've had over here. And we've now got our own gravel processing facility built. We still need to get it up and running, though. So we are starting to build some paths here. I need to build the bus station. I've decided to build a bit of a gas station in this area so that there's something to help all of these vehicles do their thing. I've added the extra vehicle here, the excavator, so that we can actually get some quarried stone out. We need to get a few trucks to do that. Of course, I think we just need to get some of these things up and running first, so that it's actually worth our while to do that. Our happiness is dropping a little bit now. I think I might switch on the staff here again, so that people can have access to a bit of alcohol. I think our alcohol addiction is slowly moving down, and that is helping our health at least. And we are certainly growing. 1,775. We do have open spaces available, but we should probably start building one of these in the not too distant future. We will need more people to work here in order to make that all work. Our power is up and running, and look at this. Look at this. Look at this. We now should have power going all the time. We should now have our own power running. Everybody should be up and running and working. We'll have a bit of a look at that. So this should be more than sufficient. Let's quickly go, for the time being at least. It's not going to stay that way. But at the moment, we shouldn't be importing anything. So let's rather go back the other direction, and we'll export a little bit. I believe that should be all good if we start exporting. Actually, we could probably export a little bit more. To be honest, let's open this thing up here. We'll lock it in so we have a bit of a look if we do make some changes to this. Don't have enough workers out here, though. Let's just get a few more workers out. Yep, with some drinking water. Yep, there they go. So if we say we'll sell out a little bit more, now it's going to move a little bit more through there. So that's good. I think that's about the right number for us at the moment. We'll keep an eye. If stuff drops off, that'll start to make a change. We'll have to have a look at that. But at least we're doing our own power now, and that is good. We have enough vehicles hanging out over here, so it seems like we're not a big deal in terms of the vehicles. This is kind of maintaining itself. I'll have to keep an eye on this. Do we have any way of notifying us when empty? Notify if empty. Certainly I would like you to notify if empty, but can we do 10% capacity maybe instead? This is working. So absolutely great. So now we stopped importing power and we're starting to export power. We'll have a bit of a look at that. Exporting of resources. There we go. Power is being exported. So that is great to see. Really, really great to see that we're exporting that now. Hopefully that helps us. Obviously, it's not gonna stabilize the whole thing overnight, but hopefully that will go a long distance towards getting that done. Excellent. This is underway, so let's quickly get a few more things up and running over here. There we go. All of those. Let's get them all in. Get that bus stop built. Once that bus stop is in place, we get these two constructions underway. Once that bus stop is in place, we'll be able to activate. We'll move all of this stuff here. All of these buses currently coming here, we'll drop them off over there, and we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure if we can drop off prisoners at the bus stop. Somehow it doesn't feel quite right if that's the case. I think we should stabilize now a little bit. Yeah, we did purchase a vehicle, but now our exports are looking really good. I'm hoping we will stabilize a little bit. Obviously, still noting that we are paying an enormous amount of money every month for our loan, right? Like 34,000 every month. Hopefully, we're not that far from starting to see that. We are still importing stuff at a pretty hefty price tag, but I think things are going well. Happiness is starting to creep up a little bit again. But I'm so happy that things are going well over here. We just need to make sure that we have a constant supply of workers coming in here. Luckily, it seems that they are kind of prioritizing power. Not that I would know how it does that, but luckily it does seem to be the case. Yeah, just one extra one coming in now. Yeah, we're doing a decent job, and this thing is holding. So I think we're about on par now. Excellent. Look at that. Lots of fuel available. I like it. No more fuel imports. No more oil imports. No more power imports. Look at that. Stabilizing at 750. Obviously, there's another one here that will need some stuff. So let's quickly assign another task here. So now you can go and also drop off there. About 30%, is that right? Yeah, 30% is going to be a good number for us over here. Good. We're heading into winter again. But I would like us to just get this one up and running, and then we'll start working on the next one. And I think the next one may be this spot over here. So what I'll do in the meantime is I will, we're going to have to do, we won't be able to fly off of there. So it's going to have to be their own access points, which we'll be okay with. We're going to go ahead and assign that. We're going to have a look at this guy, give it dumpers and roads 2. Thank you. And this one will be dumpers and maybe roads and paths. See if that works for us. So I could start working on that. We could, of course, do some of the other bits and pieces as well. At the moment, that's just where we've got it. Excellent. That work is underway. Excellent. I'm just going to get us up and running with regards to our own gravel. This is cost. It's dropping again, but it's coming back up. I do like it. It's starting to look. Obviously, we are spending money on repaying the loan. So if this thing can just get a little healthier than it is at the moment, I think we may see things work out a little bit better for us before we reach the bottom here. But we're going to still need to be quite careful on that. The fact that we're now exporting more and more stuff is really a good thing. And the fact that we're not importing power anymore, and if we transition away from gravel. Okay, want to check what's going on over here. I paused it straight away. Building is without power supply. Haha. Now, I've paused it so I can quickly see what's going on. So we don't have any workers. And that, unfortunately, is the dilemma that we're experiencing. A lot of stuff will stop working. I kind of wonder whether I shouldn't build a few of the mills. Or at the very least, maybe I should assign an extra bus here. Electricity problem. Yes, fair enough. Electricity problems. Well aware of those. What I'm going to do is I'm going to buy another bus. So let's quickly buy ourselves another bus. Let's quickly see what can we get that's pretty reasonable. 82 passengers is a little bit too much. I'd rather just maintain the same ones. So let's grab another one of these guys. And as soon as you get in here, we will assign you to that route. I do think we need to do that. We might put an end station in place as well at some point. So that should help us out a little bit too. Another vehicle has been bought, but there goes another nice round of steel. That should get us back to zero there. But yes, we're covering our costs, but we're not covering the cost of the loan just yet. So one of the other big import costs, I believe, is food. Okay, so coal and iron is something we need to prioritize at some point now. But potentially that is the next thing for us to try and reduce that coal cost. But we could also start looking at producing some food. But that'll just be another import of grain, though. But grain, let's quickly have a look. If we have a look, grain versus... Oh, hang on. We've got the bus here now. Just before that, before we forget about that, let's just assign that to Kioski oil workers and make a start there. Put another bus on that line so that we don't run out of workers again as quickly as we've done. Now, let's have a quick look at the prices associated with grain or crops. We can buy at 25 per ton, and food is 183 per ton. If I have a look at the food factory, though, let's have a quick look at the food factory. A food factory, yes, it's double. So that will be quite useful to us. That's 20 tons, that's 10 tons. A small food factory is probably about what we're needing here. A rural one. It's almost no environmental pollution in these things. So I could build a nearby food factory, to be honest. Do we build a little rural bakery? I am tempted. It's such a low amount of environmental pollution that I'm really tempted to build a little rural bakery. And it would have been good if we could connect it straight in here. But yeah, maybe that's not quite appropriate. We may find ourselves with a little bit of challenge there. Can I would want to just make sure that it's not... These are going to be residential buildings. I wouldn't mind getting these guys to be able to walk there. That's about... So we could maybe do something up here, or we could cut across and have it on the other side and have them walk straight up here from those two. And these will be able to kind of work here as well. So I'm kind of tempted to do a little something like this. In which case, what we'll have to do is we'll do... We'll do a little something like this. I think this should be far enough away. So let's make a start there. And what we will do is grab me this as a starting point. We'll connect that up there. And we'll run this one directly in here. We'll connect that up. And we will need to... I haven't checked what it actually holds, but it will need a bit of a warehouse though. It stores a maximum of 5 tons. So let's get a little bit better out of that. So from a storage perspective, I am after what exactly? Here we go. Can we have a very small grain storage? That's way too big. 800 tons, 3,200, 8,000. So that one is about the smallest one, and it's super. Well, we could just do a standard storage, can't we? Something like this. Yeah, absolutely. We'll just do a small little storage facility that we tie in here. Well, actually, that's probably not going to work. So let's just do this. So let's do that. That will give us a little bit to go on. We can obviously deliver straight in there. So let's do this as a starting point, and then what we'll do is no, don't do that. Don't. There we go. So now we've got a little something going on over here. And we should be able to get people to walk here. So for the time being, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly get the roads guys to sort out this. At least make a start on that. Probably a start on that one as well. So let's see about getting roads and dumpers, roads 2 and the dumpers over here to come and sort that one out. We should be able to allocate people here also. Oh no, we cannot because there's no other connection. But we can certainly do this. And now we should be able to allocate there. Yes, absolutely. Roads 2 and dumpers. So let's get started on that. And then we'll see about getting this hooked up. Excellent. And we'll start doing our own food. All buses done. Oh, beautiful. Okay, now, and we should have fuel over here. Excellent. This is awesome. And if I now have a quick look at where people can walk to, they can quite comfortably walk over there. This guy should have power. It just doesn't have quarried stone available. So what I'm going to do in the first instance, I'm quickly going to have a look at our lines. So the bus stop to steel mill line. Oh, actually, there's only 2 buses on that. That's not quite right. But anyway, what I want to do is I want to say, instead of going to the steel mill, actually, let's add a new stop and go there instead. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the steel mill. I'm not loading any people over here. And what I am doing is I'm just sorting out workers there. So let's save that now. So now we'll see an interesting one in terms of where people are going. But I do want to purchase another bus to try and get that number up a little bit more. I believe the other guys are still going to just do. So let me grab one more bus over here, please. Thank you. Get that bus in place. And we'll put another bus on that line so we can get these guys to run a little bit more. We can walk here quite comfortably. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. The other thing that we need a couple of vehicles. Now, the question is, how many dumpers do we have parked over here? Or they're still running full tilt? They are running full tilt at the moment. So I'm almost tempted to just put a line in here. Let's just do that. I'm going to buy 2 dumpers. Let's buy 2 dumpers quickly. Let's have a look at what dumpers we have available to us. I would like to do the cheaper kind of options here. 7.5 tons, 12 tons. 12 tons seems to be the way to go. This guy is much, much bigger, so it's a less of a run. I'm kind of tempted to do that. But actually, smaller ones will mean it'll keep going a little bit more. 12. 25, so it's just about double this one, right? So it's more than that in terms of price. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab 2 of these guys. Yeah, hopefully that means with our gravel in a better position, things will go a little bit better for our road building, and then we start moving on the rest of these things slowly, section by section. But I think the first one we're going to do is this one, to start reducing the coal costs. Got a bus here. I'm going to assign the bus to bus stop to that one. Yep, absolutely. Please make a run for that so that we can start getting some workers everywhere, to be honest. Nice, nice, nice. Yes, this one is working. Bus people, excellent. Look at that. Look at that. We're not going to have any people here, but that's all. It's all good for now. I'm waiting on my new dumpers, aren't I? Oh, yeah, they're just filling up with fuel. Excellent. I'm just going to get you your own line. So you're going to go there and go there, right? And you're going to wait until you are unloaded. And here you're going to pick up gravel. Sorry, not quarried stone. And here you're going to drop off quarried stone and make a start, please. Thank you. Next one is going to go to the other one. There to there. You're going to pick up some quarried stone and you're going to drop off some quarried stone and you're going to wait till you're unloaded. For the time being, with the 2 vehicles by themselves, that should be sufficient. So we shouldn't have too many problems here. This is doing its thing. Excellent. So the quarried stone is doing a reasonable amount of work here. Where's our next one? Oh, I didn't actually start it. Sorry, make a start on that one. So here we go. We should have workers ready to go. And our first round of quarried stone is going to drop in. There we go. And there comes our gravel. And we won't necessarily want to keep those guys going. But anyway, now I'll quickly go to who is actually picking up gravel. This is dumpers, right? No, this one... let's have a look. What do you have? You are actually picking up gravel. So let's just change that to there. No more gravel from the import side of things. Who else is doing? The dumpers should also be doing that. So let's just have a look. You're doing gravel. So let's just make sure we assign you to here also. Nice. That's good. We probably don't need as many workers. So I'm going to go drop that down to like 6 people or 5 people maybe. Yeah, 5 people only. And that should be a sufficient amount. So there we go. Now we will... Yeah, it's good we have the smaller ones because this is too much. Excellent. I think that's gonna be okay. I think that does a reasonable job. New vehicles available, but all good, guys. I think that's gonna be it. That is it for us for this episode. We've made enormous progress. We are still building our own steel. We are looking to be a little bit more profitable now, and we may be starting to cover the cost of the loan as well, especially as we add more of those items to the list and we start exporting more heavily over here, which I think we could potentially start exporting a little bit on the fuel side. But I'm having a look at this, and this guy is dropping a little bit to where I would like to see it. So potentially we need to start construction on the next one. Let's quickly do that. I'm going to open up and start the construction process here, please. So let's quickly get some stuff assigned. Dumpers. Oh, we don't actually need dumpers. So it's going to be roads and paths, workers, concrete, and cranes and materials, right? Dumpers, no dumpers. Roads and paths, workers, and concrete and components. There we go. Get them in place. Similarly over here, let's go assign dumpers, roads and paths, workers, concrete, and cranes and materials. And there we go. So let's get this one up and running as well. Before we start running into problems over here. But I think we're all good for the moment. Happy that we are making a reasonable amount of stuff. These should be built. Oh, look at that. Nice and built over there. I can quickly assign the construction of the rest of this. Dumpers and the roads too, please. Thank you. Bring them on in. And they will, and they should. We have a roads and paths as well, all right? So this roads and paths, So they can't actually. They just machinery. Roads and paths is just machinery. Okay, there we go. But this is looking good. Look at that, gravel available. We obviously need to build the rest of this so that we can actually start storing the gravel. But I'm very happy with where we're at the moment. There's some pipelines going on over there. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. See you next time. Bye-bye.